people everywhere. We smoke that ganja, blow that smoke up in the air. They say we don't can have it, but we really don't care. Liberate the mind of the people everywhere. We all love them, everyone. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Leo.
Yeah, it's your boy Mikey.
Welcome to the Mikey Leo Show. Checking out the news. You been finding anything good, bro?
Yeah, the South African president.
Cyril Ramaphosa.
Hit that shit.
That was him, though?
That's him, man.
Yeah, I'm on. Cyril Ramaphosa.
Yeah, that's
Got it, bro. That's our brother right there.
Yeah, man.
What's going on, man? What you heard?
That president's giving back that land to so he's taking back the land from those white farmers and giving back the land to the black natives. No compensation.
No compensation.
Wow.
That's like that's that 40 acres right there, bro. You gonna take it from the people like that?
I mean, that's what the dude said I think it was like the town hall speech or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, they came over here, and when they took the land from us, they didn't put any stipulations on, compensation at all. They just killed our people.
Right. He said that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's only right for us to dish it back the same way, with no compensation, and a lot of those Afrikaners, or white invaders, as they call them, what do they say in Black Panther? What do they call them?
The colonizers.
The colonizers, yeah. A lot of those motherfuckers is butthurt, bro. Straight butthurt. I forget the actual corporation or whoever the spokesperson was. I saw this interview, and the white people over there, they call them Afrikaners or something like that. I may be wrong about that, but he was doing an interview with a news station over there, and they declared that they declared war basically. They declared that them talking that way is an act of war, and they're coming from the standpoint as of people have the right to fight for their land. Right. So, if you come in and saying you're going to take the land, that's just what's going to happen. It's going to be war. But I just think it's just more bullshit, because he was negating the fact that they actually took that land. He was like saying that was nonsense, but it's like he never stated a reason why it was nonsense. It was just, I'm white and I say so.
It ain't like he said, we're going to do y'all the same way you did us and come murder everybody. He said, you want our land back,
right.
And for them to be able to make bold statements, declare war, who backing these? What kind of farmers are these?
That's what I'm saying.
What kind of farmers are these that can declare war? We're going to come out with a bunch of hoes?
Well, I don't think it's the farmers, so to speak. It's like some type of, what is it? Like some type of, how we got like the certain groups over here that speak for certain people and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I think that's what that kind of
backing.
Yeah. So they want to like have the reporter was like, you're gonna have like basically ask them, are they gonna have a conversation with the people first before you just declare war like that? And it's like, yeah, but they want to bring in their historians and use shit documented by their missionaries, and everybody knows that missionaries are the invasion force, basically.
They want to come tender you up.
Yeah, before you get invaded. Like when you look at that movie Avatar, that's what those white people were. They were missionaries, and they got into those avatars to look like the natives to warm them up, like you said. So it's just a bunch of bullshit. And they can't prove. They never give a reason as to why it's bullshit that we say that they took the land. They never give a reason why. It's just, I'm white and I say so. That's all it's ever been about. I'm white and I say so.
I was listening to that town meeting, man, and the people spoke to the president, and they were saying, okay, that's a big claim you claiming, and don't be throwing that around loosely. If you making claims like that, we'll back you. But basically, anybody that's not standing for the reappropriation of the land for the people is an enemy of the people. So basically, we'll back you because that's what we want. But if you just throwing it around and not going to do it, then you become the enemy too. man, the people over there, I mean, they showing you that they get into the political thing. They trying to, they working. They trying to work with the president to make a change. And the president before that, he was linked to all that corruption.
Yeah, he's a puppet.
And he fired a lot of people who opposed him. But this new Cyril, when he comes in, President Ramaphosa, when he come into to the midst, he hired the people back that the corrupt government fired to show that he's willing to live transparent. He willing to cut government spending down, because that's what they was about. The spending was so high,
right?
And they couldn't account for that, and they wouldn't go with it. So the claim was that's why he was fired by the last one. But this dude, they're seeing he making gestures to show that he at least trying to stand up front with his stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's another gesture to show that, hey, I'm on code with all of y'all, just like you guys are on code. I'm on code too, and I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you how much I'm on code by hiring back all these people that this puppet fired and took out of office, because those were the real people. They were really trying to fight for that. And the way that dude said that, the reappropriation of land, if you're against that, then you are enemy of our people. I couldn't have said it better.
Man, I was like, my brother.
I couldn't have said it
better.
better.
And I like how Africans are so direct, but the way of speech is just, it's like a simple beauty. He's like, that's something you don't joke around about. It didn't have to be, any eloquent, but yet he said it eloquently that we'll stand for you, because we believe in that. And he also said that was the biggest applause you got, was that. That showed you that that's what the people want.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, brother, like that. Over here, do you think we stand up like that for our causes, or the black people associated or into politics the way that they are over in South Africa?
There's no sense of unity, it's no code. It's just a free-for-all over here, man. And people aren't as motivated as the African people over there. Like, one thing I notice about the African culture and the people nowadays and stuff like that, like, I have never been over there before.
Right.
All I'm going off of is what I've seen, and from what I've seen, they have a really big young population, and the young population is really, they have a really smart and inquisitive young population. I might add. And the thing about the young population is they're motivated, man. And I think our young population, we're motivated about the wrong shit. We're not motivated about empowerment or focusing on laws and things that's going on in your community, because you can change your community faster than you can change the presidency and all of that.
True
so
that.
I feel like the reason why it's like that is because, their elders over there, to me, are way different from our elders. Our elders from the civil rights era and all of that gave up. Gave up completely and was very selfish. So in result, you get a new generation that gave up and just don't care about nothing but themselves. There's a lot of selfishness. It's every man for themselves. Versus over there, their elders are riding. You know what I'm saying? They still are about that life.
They in those streets.
Yeah, and they teach that and preach that to their youth, and that's why their youth are so involved in this whole process. So now you got a youth that can push your narrative. You know what I mean? Because that's who you want to push your narrative. You want a young group of people to push your narrative, because young people are very influential. Very influential.
Young people are the trendsetters, bruh. They the ones who get out there. They out there in the streets and stuff like that. And then, the civil rights fought for a lot of rights. And then once we start getting some of those rights through whatever means they came, the older folks now in this generation ain't got a lot more than to lose. When we were young, we growing up, we rah-rah. We out there. It's just us we got to depend on. So we ain't got to. We could be rebels and all that. Then when you start paying taxes, you got a house, got kids, you taking care of the young generation.
Yep.
And so supporting them, you got more to lose by saying, F it, I'm finna get out here in these streets and do this thing.
Yeah.
However, as a society, I'm wondering, have we become complacent? Fat, we worried about things like bling, we the end users versus people in Africa. they the one digging the diamonds up, working in the mine, seeing the stuff stripped out. And we the one buying it once it's set into the train to impress other people who ain't got nothing, who really don't even care and will take that from you first chance they get, even ones who say they love you.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying the Africans over here versus the Africans over there, once we wanted to mix in and join in and do the things that, the colonizers have done, even though it's got the black label, it doesn't necessarily be black. I was listening to Pharoah Monch, and he was talking about the black women, Nubian goddess or something like that, who speak multiple languages for unspeakable reasons. Now you got black folks out there speaking all these different languages, but none of them like Kiswahili and things of that nature. They speak in French and Spanish. These are the people who invaded,
who colonized and
language.
stuff. Yeah.
So when I see black TV shows, it's just black faces, but they still showing Caucasian problems, like My Wife and Kids. I love Damon Wayans and what the Wayans family have done, but yet they showing the same narcissistic, values and goofiness that's like any other show. It's just that we can relate to it more because
it's a black face.
Exactly. It's not, we didn't go on there and Damon started drumming and, you know what I mean? And they was talking about Orisha gods and things of that nature.
African culture.
Yeah, they talking about firefighters and...
Right, the American dream.
Yeah, the American dream. So it's a big difference.
That was never made for us at all.
No.
And if we were even on like one inkling as close to being on code as the South Africans are on code, we would have a lot more momentum. Like this shit could change overnight if people would just be on code. And I'm not talking about everybody, and I'm not talking about we all gotta agree on everything, but we can all agree that, hey, I'm tired of being in an oppressed system. Everybody can agree on that. Even the bourgeois niggas can agree on that.
Yeah.
So if we can all just agree on that and put all our differences aside, because that's what the dominant society does. They don't agree on every damn thing, but they know when it's time to come together to push an agenda.
Yeah, but everybody that come together look like them, and then the ones look like us act like them.
Yeah.
So it's always all in their favor because they push an agenda, and so the rule books get bigger and bigger. And then, you forget how to take care of yourself because you got so many rules. Like, look at what happened with the farmers in Zimbabwe when the government came and took their land back. It was so many people that couldn't take care of themselves. They welcomed when these people came back. And
that was Zimbabwe?
Yeah, that was in Zimbabwe. Okay. Now, the thing about it is, why couldn't they take care of it? So these are the same people that grew the food. Right. The money. You see what I'm saying? The farmers... Who were the farmers selling it to? They were the people that they were selling to was cut off once they kicked them out. So it shows you that you have to have a full economic plan to make moves like this, and that's why I got better hopes for this government regime in South Africa because he is hiring back the financial people that were of the people and for the people versus Zimbabwe, they went in and they did a good show. Yeah. And, got the farmers who took the land out, by gunpoint, it was kind of violent, you know what I'm saying?
Radical as fuck.
Yeah, because, everybody with the greatest intentions don't lead those campaigns. It be the, they get their armies and street folks. And,
and most of them, they don't have no business savvy game plan like that.
Nah. It's emotional for them. Yeah. And we can be very emotional people. That's our goodness, and it's also when you play against an emotional person, you can lead them into all kinds of things because they led by the emotion. So if you make them emotional, you can get into, you can manipulate them. Exactly.
Well, that's how, I think that's how they came in and really took advantage of us because it's always been infighting in Africa. Even now even nowadays it's the infighting amongst black people because, most of the family structures in black society are really fucked up because we're always fighting amongst each other all the time. And people in the dominant society fight too, but they still know that, hey, this is my fucked up redneck cousin Ray Ray, you know, and you know, we fight and all of that, but we still, you know what it is. Black people, we cannot get along at all. And even in relationships, I remember I saw somebody saying this. I think it was what was the lady's name? I forget her name. She's a real good educated sister, and she was saying we can get along in the bed just fine, but once we get out that bed, you know, it's always fighting and turmoil. And, you know, that's our problem. We need to be able to get along outside the bed and really focus on true matters. Like I had a conversation with a person about this same thing, and the person was telling me that I focus too much on racism and inequality and white supremacy, and I said no, I don't. I'm not focusing all my life on that shit. Like I still live my life. How can you defeat something if you don't study it and know what it is? That's the art of war. You don't go into war blind.
That's true, man.
And that's what we've been doing.
Like people will say it ain't racism, or you pulling the race card, or racism doesn't exist like they claim it do. But I ask the people, man, you know, and it's for the people. Y'all look at yourselves, everybody, and look inside, white or black, and just think about how you feel when you see a black person. You know, think about all the uncomfortable times you've been around your friends and family who feel funny about black people. I've heard white people say they had to disown like their grandfather because their grandfather was completely racist. But yet, racism doesn't exist. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm in the store, I mean, all I saw was uncomfortable white people, and I had the money, or because of my hobbies, you know, I liked as a young man physics and quantum physics and stuff like that. Once I got out of high school, it became a hobby. In high school, I wasn't into none of that. They're not even used to us just having those types of hobbies and habits. And then when you do get some kind of, you know, black consciousness about yourself, it's always what black folks have been through and slavery and all of that type of stuff is what we focus on, not the greatness we were before. Right. And I'm not saying just go back in history. I'm saying, how do you go about recapturing that individually?
We're going back and looking at those certain individuals that were great instead of just looking, because we all know, you know, what slavery entailed and everything. I think we got that, you know, down packed. We've studied that enough to know what the symptoms were and why we're in the state that we are in right now is because of slavery. And just read what is the Willie Lynch letters. You read that tells you right there that all of those symptoms still are here to this day. You know, still are here. Which
answers that lady question that you heard about the sister say, why we don't get along outside the bedroom. If that type of mentality shows you from the Willie Lynch, they were making the female and male separate each other. And growing up as a male, like if I got all my homies around and we talking and I go, hey, what's up, bro? You know how y'all do? What's happening, man? Here, pass that. Right. Listen, man, I met this girl today, cuz. Man, she's just like, man, you know, she got her shit together, bro. She getting her doctorates, man. And, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, like, you know, I can settle down with this one, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Straight, you know, connect and build an empire off of this, man, because she could be a queen for your king.
Right.
Nigga, you in love all weekend, pussy. You know, so that type of mentality that we can't even show love because of
it looks soft or lame.
Exactly. And then women actually back that. Now if a dude got his pants sagging,
they love that.
They love that. And people say, you know, why men wear that. If a woman stop liking that, we'll pull our pants up. Because that's when if a man don't get no sex, he'll pull his pants up for that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. You have dudes doing all type of crazy things. What is it? That song, The Power of the P-U-S-S-Y.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
It's real talk.
Like we do what the women do. I mean, if you're a real dude, you won't do that. You're just gonna be you, and it's gonna come regardless. What is it? You get the power, then you get the money. Well, you get the money, you get the power, then you get the respect, and then the women's come after all of that. You know, the women come after all of that shit.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I found the faux pas in that, man, because people think money is power, but power is power.
power is influence.
Yeah, money, it, to me, is the result of power. That's why only some people have it. You get what I'm saying? So if like, okay, if you get money, how you get the money? You got to have some kind of power to get it.
Right.
Like if let's say I'm a singer, right? If I don't master my art, I ain't gonna have nothing to sell.
Right.
I ain't gonna have no power. Once I become elite by all the hours spent mastering, now I got a product to sell.
Yep.
Then from there you get the money. Yep. So people skip that and they want the money
first
with no work. Right. And money comes from work.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if I go into the game, I done, like Kanye say, he spent summers in without going out working on beats for 3 summers. What you think was gonna happen? Do you see what I'm saying? He mastered his art.
Yeah. You keep working on something for so long, it can't do nothing but pop off. It can't do nothing but be extraordinary and successful. You know, that's just the bottom line. And you put it's just the way energy works. You put so much energy into something, you can't expect nothing but that energy to come back to you, whether it's good or bad. You know, it's gonna come back to you, and that's what work is. You put that energy into your work, you're gonna see the fruits of your labor.
True that. Well, man, shout out to South African President Cyril Ramaphosa for coming to the people. Shout out to the people of South Africa. Hope everything work out and y'all get y'all economic structure together. And
stay on code.
Yeah. But anyway, that's just something to think about at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in to Mikey Leo, the melanated father and son duo, just 2 grown men, talking about things that matters. Until the next time you bless us with your eardrums, love yourselves, and be free.
People everywhere, we smoke that ganja, blow that smoke up in the air. They say we don't can have it, but we really don't care. Liberate the mind of the people everywhere. We all love them, everyone. People everywhere, we smoke that ganja, blow that smoke up in the air. They say we don't can have it, but we really don't care. Liberate the mind of the people everywhere. We all love them, everyone.
Tip top papers, Garcia Vegas, Swisher sweet Billy blunts wrapped around grape bud. Whatever you got the taste for, wrap it up and flame up. As long as you got sticky and some buzz that you can't break up. They say don't take drugs, but that stuff made up. Drugs all made up, cause herbs from nature. So let your mind get high, let your soul live high. Uplift the people, baby, ain't that what we live by? Let the stress get by, let the pain slip by. Deadlines on the line, the ganja will make it fine. Slow down and take your time and see what place you find. When you escape your mind and let your feet skate the sky. Tell us don't touch that, but then they make blunt raps. We sell it to the hood, to anybody with a dub sack, to cash driving Cadillacs, to kids with a lunch sack. So fuck you gon' get a bag, then get a world of drag.
People everywhere, we smoke that ganja, blow that smoke up in the air. They say we don't can have it, but we really don't care. Liberate the mind of the people everywhere.